Good afternoon, world. My name is Patrick Purifoy. Welcome to That Real Estate Show. I am your host, the owner and broker of Blessed Properties and BP School of Real Estate. Thank you for stopping by this afternoon, spending this time with us. I have with me in the studio today, last week we introduced and presented to some, Miss Angela Holmes. Angela, welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Yes, ma'am. Glad to have you here. And we look forward to you being a regular part of this show along with me and Ken. You guys can't see Ken. Ken's off screen right now.
Yeah.
He said he was just going to hang out with us for a few minutes and throw us the deuces, but we'll see. We'll see about all of that. But you can definitely hear him over there. His stomach is growling.
Yes.
He's always hungry.
I'm always hungry. You know that.
Yeah. So, last week when we ended the show, I was kind of rushing a little bit. I was putting out some information about a doctor, Dr. Nicole Green. She's a physicist, and she's working on cancer research. And you just have to go back and go to YouTube, go to Facebook, Roland Martin News 1, his radio show. He did the interview with her. And the cancer research that she is doing is absolutely phenomenal. And I just think everybody should give that some attention. The work that she's doing and the help that she's asking for. Go to her website. It's physics2cancer.org. Physics, the number 2, cancer.org. Dr. Nicole Green. But please do check her out. Everybody, I would imagine, that's hearing my voice right now or will hear my voice, has been affected by cancer in some kind of way. Cancer is not necessarily very near and dear to us, but it's all around us. It's affecting people all around us, people that we love, people that we care for. So anything that we can do as a human race to help stamp out cancer once and for all. And I think this young lady, very bright, very intelligent, very enthusiastic about her work. I think she's close. From what she's saying, I think she's very close. We hear about cancer research going on all the time, but we don't hear about anybody coming out saying we found something new or we think we're close. And she thinks she is close. And I can hear the sincerity in her voice. She has been affected by cancer as well. Her aunt, her uncle who raised her. And that's her motivation, because she doesn't want other people to go through what she went through. So again, go to her website, physics2, the number 2, cancer.org, and just check her out, see what the work that she's doing and how you might be able to help her out. I know Blessed Properties, I vowed that we're going to help her out.
Right.
Absolutely. We're going to do that with proceeds from each and every closing that we do.
Yes.
We're going to, and I originally said just to the end of this year, but I think it's important for companies, for businesses to do outreach in the community. And this may be a little bit outside of our community, but our community as a whole, as a nation,
it still affects our community.
Exactly. And this is going to help. So yeah, Blessed Properties will be donating a portion of our commissions from every closing.
That's right.
Until God says otherwise. That's what we're going to do to help this young lady with her specific cancer research.
Yeah, because if you take a look at the video, her research is astounding.
Yes.
And
yes.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Did you see the one where she showed where the tumor just reduced? I believe it was only 48 hours.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yes, I really believe that she's close.
Yeah.
And we talked about how it's affected. It has affected me.
Yeah.
I've had cancer now. This is my 4th time.
Right.
Wow.
God is good.
Right.
And
Amen.
He's developing something
Yes.
to help everybody.
Yes.
Oh, this is so awesome.
Yes. And and that's one of the reasons, like I just said, this thing affects us, everybody. This is my brother and my friend here for almost 16 years.
Yes.
And every time that cancer has come upon him, I've been there with him, so it doesn't just affect him. It affects me. It affects my family.
That's so true.
And we just lost a very dear friend to cancer, Miss Shirley Jackson.
Yes.
Very dear friend. words cannot express what that woman meant to me and still means
Right.
to me. And later on this year, before this year is out, we have BP School of Real Estate. We're going to dedicate our classroom to Shirley. It's going to be the Shirley Jackson
Amen.
classroom.
Awesome.
So we're going to do that in honor of Shirley to
Right.
keep her memory alive, because that's just how much we love her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know that's not what everybody tuned into. I know everybody want to know about these 10 commandments, but we just had to get that out there and make you aware of what's going on with Dr. Green and the research that she's doing, and how you might be able to help her and join that fight. I think it's a great fight. But we have the top 10 buyer commandments. Now, I know I got some realtors out there listening in too, and you might want to adopt this, because this is what Blessed Properties does. This is our top 10, and when we have buyers, when we're working with buyers and we do the buyer's rep agreement, which we'll talk about later, but this is part of it. This is incorporated into it to put you on notice, to let you know what you need not to do.
That's right.
After you sign your contract.
Yes.
From contract to closing, these are the things that you need not do.
Yes.
Angela, help us out.
All right. The first commandment is, thou shalt not change jobs, become self-employed, or quit your job. Why is that? Why shouldn't you do that?
So, thou shalt not change jobs, become self-employed, or quit your job. Ken, help me out.
Yeah.
Now,
We're laughing because
because it happens.
it happens.
It does happen. You have your client. You're excited
Mm-hmm.
for them,
Right.
and they're excited, but they have this boss
Mm-hmm.
that just gets on their nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? I ain't got to take this. I'm about to buy me a new house. I don't need you no more. And they decide to go from whatever job it is
Yeah.
to something totally different. And guess what?
Yeah.
They're out of gas.
Yeah,
They no longer have the opportunity to buy that new house
No
longer.
that they were once excited about.
done.
Exactly.
Finished.
Exactly.
Now, if you guys are listening in and you want to chime in on the conversation, by all means, feel free to do so. The number is 254-432-8176. 254-432-8176. So the first one was, thou shalt not change jobs, become self-employed, or quit your job. And Ken just explained why.
Right.
What's the next one, Angela?
The next one is, thou shalt not buy a car, truck, or van. And I also have added motorcycle, because I have seen somebody go buy a motorcycle a couple of days before closing, so added that on the
All
list
right,
as
well, let's make it plain.
Make it plain.
Four-wheelers,
Yes.
Yes.
watercraft,
No.
jet skis.
Right.
I've seen it. I have seen it. I have seen it. I have seen it. A trailer pull up with 2 brand new jet skis
Ooh.
right before closing.
Wow.
And they were excited. They were coming to show me what they had just bought
Yes.
a couple days before
Mhm.
closing. And my countenance fell.
I know it did. I know it did.
Man.
I want a new car to put in front of my new house. You trying to say I can't do that?
Yeah.
Angela, I can't go get it brand new because I'm
Not
getting
right.
a brand new house.
Okay.
Not right now.
So I want this beautiful
Wait
car.
till you get the keys in your hand, and then you go to the car lot.
Yes.
So I gotta wait till I get my keys.
You wait until you get your keys.
And then I can go
and
get my
then
car.
you can go buy whatever you want.
All right now.
Now, if you get that car, you will
Live in
not
that car.
close. You will live in that car.
Live in that car.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know the question probably is, well, why?
Hmm.
Why is that?
Well, the answer to why is that is because of debt income ratio.
It's just changed.
Debt income ratio.
Changes.
So you want to make sure that you do not affect your debt income ratio in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of times lenders will tell you, and they are the subject matter experts at
That's
this.
right.
I tell people all
Right.
the time, your lender is your subject matter expert when it comes to the financial portion of your loan, of your mortgage. That if they tell you to turn right, turn right, turn left, stand
Mhm.
still, stand still. a lot of times they'll tell you you don't need to pay that off. Leave that open as it is, because if you close an account, that if you pay it off and close it, that affects your debt income ratio.
That's right.
So that's the answer, debt income ratio. You don't want to affect that in a negative way. So if you go and add more debt, you're hurting yourself.
Exactly.
All right. What's the next one?
Thou shalt not use credit cards excessively or let current accounts fall behind. And I also added, don't open up new credit cards as well. So.
Again, debt income ratio. You could negatively affect your debt income ratio if you go and open new accounts, new credit cards account, try and buy a new car. And those are, when going back to the cars and the vehicles and stuff, those are what we call hard hits on your credit.
Right.
Do you have a whole lot of credit inquiries on your credit that the lender is going to see? If you're borderline and you're borderline, you don't want to do these things that we're talking about right now, because it's going to put you over the top. It's going to push you over the edge. Whatever term, analogy you want to use, it's going to do that to you and put you in a situation where you're not able to buy this house that you have your sights set on.
So I heard you say a hard hit. So that is pre-opposed to a soft hit. So what's the difference? What's a hard hit and a soft hit?
Well, in layman's terms, a hard hit is a inquiry that a lender will look at and say they're really trying to make a big purchase or do something very serious here, versus a cell phone, cable, internet. That's a soft hit. And
there's a difference in how that affects your credit score in terms of the number value.
Right.
Yes, amen.
Right. Awesome. All right. Thou shalt not spend money you have set aside for your closing.
Hold on.
Say it ain't so.
Now, last week we talked about reserve funds.
Sure did.
We have to have reserve funds. We talked about that three-legged table or stool that your mortgage will rest upon, will sit upon. And one of them is reserve funds. The lender wants to see, wants to know. They want proof that you have money in the bank. So, you need to stack that paper, as they say, and leave that sitting in your checking account, your savings account, so that they can see that you have reserve funds sitting there, just for, in the unfortunate event that right after you close, for some ungodly reason, you lose your job. Whatever the case may be, you become incapacitated, you get hurt, you can't go to work, so you're not clocking in, you're not getting paid. Do not spend money that you have set aside for closing. You may need down payment, you may need closing costs.
Right.
So you have to have that money, because when you get to closing, they're going to ask you at the beginning for your ID. They're going to make a copy of your ID. After you sign everything, if you owe money, if you had to come to closing with money, then they're going to ask you for a certified check. And if you can't produce that certified check, you don't get keys. You get to walk out keyless. No keys, no new house. And we have to wait till another time. And that puts you, that just opens up the door for so many things.
It does.
The seller could get upset and say, we're not extending this. The earnest money that you paid, you could lose that earnest money. And in some cases, that could be anywhere between $500, $1,000, or maybe even more. It just depends on the house. It depends on the terms that you guys agree to in the contract.
Plus all the fees, the appraisal, title fees, anything.
Yes.
Other fees that need to be paid. Still have to pay it.
Exactly. So appraisal fee that runs about $400 or $500. So you don't want to do that. Home inspection runs about $250, $300. Just depends on what you want inspected. So it's a lot of money. It's a lot of things to consider. So if you don't have to, not if you don't. If it's money that you need to spend, you need to go somewhere else, get the money from somebody else, and take care of what you need to take care of. Because these lenders, they want to see the bank statements that you submitted at the beginning of this transaction, and they want to see them again at the end. Oh, you didn't know that. Your credit is going to be pulled again right before closing. Anywhere from 24 to 72 hours prior to closing, they're going to pull it again. They're going to see if you open up any new accounts.
That's right.
They may ask for updated bank accounts. And if they see any large transactions on there or a large amount of money gone, you could put yourself in jeopardy to be out of that brand new house that you're looking for.
So that's that prime example, like I was telling you about the gentleman that wasn't able to close. Day prior to closing. Same situation.
Yeah.
So even now, he still doesn't have a new house.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was a while ago.
That was a while ago. I keep in touch with him, encouraging him. But
And you know, something like that can be kind of devastating and demotivating and take the wind out of your sails.
yes.
But you know what? It could have been prevented.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
You know, we used to say that's a self-inflicted wound.
Right.
Right there. You know, so because he was advised.
Yeah.
He was
He
advised
was.
prior to, and he chose to do this anyway.
Mhm.
Didn't believe fat meat was greasy. All right. I stopped.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What
Okay.
else you got?
Thou shalt not omit debts or liabilities from your loan application. Why? Because the lenders will find out. Underwriting will find out.
How about mortgage fraud?
That too.
Mortgage fraud.
Yeah.
How about you can go to jail over mortgage fraud? You don't want to do that. That is a federal offense.
Wow.
Mortgage
So
fraud.
that would be called a what? A felony.
A felony.
Wow.
Yes.
The big house.
Mhm.
The pen.
The penitentiary.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you ain't built for that, as they say,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Just tell
Yeah.
the truth.
Tell the truth. Be honest.
Yes. Yes.
Because if you're not
And-
ready, you just keep it moving.
Exactly. You know, and if you're not ready at that particular time, the lender, the realtor will give you advice to guide you
That's right.
to put yourself in a position to buy. But don't commit
No.
mortgage fraud. Please don't do that.
Don't put nothing on your books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I can't put
I
nothing on
can't
your
put
books.
nothing on your books.
Nope, can't do it.
All right, here's a good one, and especially right before closing, this happens very often with when it's a new construction home or brand new home. People like to go out and buy furniture. So thou shalt not buy furniture before closing. After.
But see, when I buy my new house,
Yes.
you know, I got this office in there. I got this office, I got these bookshelves I already got in there. So you know I need this lazy boy to sit right there in the corner. So I need to get this before I close on my house,
Okay.
because you know, as soon as I close on my house, I want to sit in my chair.
Well, you can sit in that chair, but you won't have a house. You will have a lazy boy chair, but you won't have a
But I
home.
want a house.
Exactly. So.
Yeah.
And it is not hard to do. You just
Just
get
be
earnest
patient.
money back. You get all those different goodies back
Right.
sometime, and you can go to the store then and pay cash for a lot of it. So everybody want to get credit. I want to get this on credit. I need to get this. So when I move into my house, I can already have the delivery truck back up on in there and get all my stuff. But you won't be able to do that if
That's
you
the
don't close.
mindset. Yeah. That's so
You
true.
know what? My wife and I, we're getting ready to build our home, and the house that we're going to build. How can I say this? We won't be bringing any of our furniture with us.
Exactly. You're gonna need.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna need some new furniture, but you know, we've already discussed it, and we will be in our house, and we will furnish room by room if necessary over a period of time.
Right.
But we will have our house.
Exactly.
That's right.
We will have our home,
Exactly.
and we are prepared to do room by room as long as it takes.
Right. Well, I have a question though.
Yes, sir.
Do you have my room already set up in mind? I'm just saying.
What's next?
All right,
What
move
you
on.
say? What number we on?
All right, we're on number 7.
Okay.
Thou shalt not originate any inquiries, oh, there go that word, inquiries into your credit. And I also added on there, that means don't pull your own report. Don't let anybody else pull your credit report. Why? Why do you need, why do you need to do that? Why would you have an increase?
Right. Even those soft hits, quote unquote soft hits. I know that iPhone 27 just came out, and you want that, but you know what? Wait until you close. Wait until you close. You don't need the iPhone 27 right
That's
now.
right.
Just hold on.
Just be patient.
Be patient. Hold on. Don't do anything to hurt yourself. You know, because you know what my wife told me.
What she said?
You listening too, aren't you? I know she's listening. She told me. She said, "Look, I have put up with you and everything that you want to do all these years. Now it's my time. I want my house, Joker." She said, "So I'm just letting you know up front. We're not helping your mama. We're not helping my mama. We're not helping your brother. We're not helping my brother. We're not helping nobody.
Right.
The help is turned off.
That's right.
The buying of the new things, gadgets and stuff you like to do is turned off. I want my house.
Right.
Don't do nothing financially unless it is to get me into my house." So
That's good.
Yep.
all of you that have been calling me and asking me for this and that, and I've had to say no, whereas in the past I've graciously said yes. I got to get my wife a new house. After I get her a new house with what she wants in the house and the furnishings that she wants for her house, then you can call me back and I can help you out again. But until then, I want to stay married. I love my wife, and I'm gonna follow my instructions. They've been given very clearly. So
Because trust me, my sister will hem him up.
yeah,
Yes. Get her house.
I am.
Yes, sir.
I am. Yes, sir. I will.
Another thing with the inquiries and any other thing that's dealing with your credit, like you were saying the other day, if you have a credit score of a certain, let's just use 640, and you get a hard pull, and it drops your credit score, now you no longer qualify
Right.
for that loan. So that's why it's important
Right.
to definitely take care of
Yeah.
your credit while you're going through the home loan process.
Yes, yes. And again, I can't stress it enough. Take all financial commands from your loan officer. Don't make a move without your loan officer's approval. And I think that kind of leads into what's the next
The
one?
next one is thou shalt not make large deposits without checking with your loan officer.
See? So anything we do financially pertaining to the mortgage that we want, that we're trying to get, we need to check with the loan officer first. Depositing large amounts of money into your account can throw up a red flag. It can pump the brakes on your loan because now they got to review that. There has to be a paper trail for that. They got to see, they got to research that thing and find out.
Did you take out another loan?
Yeah, did you take out another loan somewhere to put this money in there? What was that for? Where did it come from?
Exactly.
So again, take all commands from the tower when it pertains to your mortgage, and the tower is your loan officer.
Right. Number 9, thou shalt not change bank accounts.
Yes, do not change your bank account. Keep everything the same. Again, when you go to your loan officer in the beginning, the interview process, and they ask you to bring in documentation, you're going to need your bank statements as one of the documents, 2 or 3 months of bank statements, whatever they require. So at the end, when they ask for documentation, it may be the last month's bank statement, and it cannot be from a different bank. It cannot be. If you do that, you're going to find yourself back at square one. It's going to be another red flag. It's kind of like check the checker. So the loan officer, they take their commands from the underwriter.
Right.
So it's not necessarily the loan officer saying yes or no. It's that underwriter who is validating your documentation, comparing that with the federal rules and regulations and guidelines as it pertains to the type of mortgage that you are applying for. It's the loan officer's job to make sure that they collect the right documentation from you to forward to the underwriter for review. So it's not that loan officer saying, yes, you can get this house, yes, you can get this mortgage. They're kind of a pass-through. But you know, there's a check the checker with this mortgage thing.
Right. Number 10, thou shalt not co-sign a loan for anyone.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, all right. Do I need to say anything about this?
I think that's clear.
Yeah, I think it's, out of everything we went over, that should be pretty clear.
Do
That
not.
You just don't co-sign a loan, don't start a new loan, no loans at all. And it's not hard to do.
Co-signing.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we've all been bitten by the co-signing bug. You know, the majority of us have. I have, okay? And I've been left holding the bag.
Right.
Okay? So, that can be a very negative thing. It can bring stress upon a relationship between you and the person that you co-sign for. You know, especially with you incurring a debt that you had no intention of incurring.
Right.
But you know, that's part of the game when you co-sign. You need to know that if that person doesn't make the payments and you want to maintain your credit, you got to make those payments.
Right. That's right.
But when it comes to you trying to get a house, just like my wife told me, Joker, cut it. It's out.
Yeah.
I am the only one that matters. What I want,
That's
what
right.
I need.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's what about me at this time?
Yes. The Patrick Bank is closed.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, got it.
Yeah.
So don't co-sign. Don't co-sign. Don't co-sign. Don't co-sign.
You say don't do what?
Co-sign.
That's it. Don't do it.
Now, Patrick, can I add one more commandment on here?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
I think it should have been number 1.
What is it?
Do not go out and get in the home loan process or the home buying process without a licensed realtor to represent you. And I think that's very, very important.
What is this?
The buyer's representation agreement.
Buyer's rep agreement.
You
See?
need to be represented.
See, she didn't even know I was bringing
I
this
didn't
today.
know, had no idea.
But
That's the Holy Spirit.
see where we're at?
Yeah.
See where we're at?
That's good.
Buyer's rep agreement. I mean, if you were accused of a crime and had to go to court,
Look at God. I was gonna say the same thing.
would you go to court and represent yourself?
Exactly.
Or would you hire a lawyer?
I would
Yeah,
hire
hire a
a lawyer.
lawyer.
You would hire a
That's
lawyer
right.
for representation.
Mhm.
Why? Because that's their field of expertise.
Exactly.
Expertise.
You might go to court once in your lifetime for a
Mhm.
crime that you're accused of.
Right.
But that lawyer goes to court numerous times a month.
That's right.
So likewise with the realtor,
Right.
with buying a house.
Mhm.
You might buy a house once, twice, maybe 3 times in your life unless you're an investor.
Right.
But that realtor sells numerous houses a month,
That's
a
what they
year.
do.
That's what they do. They are subject matter experts and can guide you through the process if you can humble yourself
Yes.
and take instruction, if you can receive wise counsel.
Yes. But you know, in the day and age that we live in, we live in the internet era.
Yes.
And so you can go over there, everybody found all of this good information. Well, I know what you know. No, you
No, you
don't.
don't.
You don't know what I know, trust me.
Yeah.
So the same thing, get your real estate professional to show you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, with that said, I hope everybody learned something today. I hope you had fun. We had fun doing this.
Yes.
The 10 Commandments of home buying. They are real. They are true. If you live by these 10 Commandments when you're getting ready to buy a house, you can't go wrong. You will go to closing and get your keys. That's the goal. Go to closing and get your keys. Well, I want to thank you guys again for spending this time with myself, Angela, and Ken. We enjoyed this, and we look forward to seeing you next week. God bless.
God bless you.
Your organization is interested in
Mark Square. Okay, I stayed.
Yes, you did. I was thinking about that too. I was like, oh, I knew he was.
That's all I gotta do is get him to start talking.
It's my mama. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you. See, you haven't met my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I plan on bringing her here soon to
Okay.
visit for a couple of days. But anyway, Bishop had met her before, and she was at service, and he told one of the elders, make sure that she talks to him before he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So he brought her back into his chambers after service. The wrong
Oh,
thing
she
to
can
do.
talk?
For about I'm not exaggerating, about another hour, she talked to him.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
She has no periods, it's commas.
Well, you know, if you ever listen to me, when I get going, I don't have commas either sometimes. I don't. I have to consciously tell myself, Angela.